I feel this every day. I am so totally exhausted because everything is still depending on me. And I know something has to change. I just don't know what. Then this conversation today is for you because awareness is the most important place to start. However, awareness alone is not going to change anything. And we know that a lot of business owners spend years just tolerating stress. They're carrying too much and staying stuck in operational chaos and just hoping that things are going to somehow magically improve over time. And I promise you, there is no magic pill. Eventually, there just comes a point where you realize the business can't continue operating this way. Not if you want sustainable and profitable growth and time freedom and a business that actually supports your life and a business that you love. That's why you started it anyway, right? So, we just want to assure you that you are not failing. You are definitely not alone. We hear this every single day. And that's just simply because business owners were never taught how to build a business that operates independently from them. So, we all know how to work hard. We're brilliant at solving problems. We know how to grow revenue, may not be the best revenue, but we know how to grow that revenue and just push through all the pressure. But very few entrepreneurs are actually taught how to reduce that owner dependency and build leadership skills and have operational accountability, develop those scalable systems, and step out of that daily firefighter um, role. So most business owners just stay stuck in patterns that slowly become unsustainable. And most people don't seek support until they're already overwhelmed. So, Dr. Sabrina, let's just dig in right there and talk about that overwhelm that business owners are feeling when we first meet them.
Yeah, one of the things we hear very often from our clients in our program, especially a couple months into the program, is I wish I would have started with you guys years ago. Like, why did I wait so long? And that overwhelm that is happening is slow and it builds up. And it's this feeling of I've just got to keep up. I'm trying to manage all the things and it's all dependent on me. And there's a lack of trust. You've lost faith in yourself as a business owner at that point. You've lost faith in people and team members because you feel like I've delegated, I've tried that. And we hear that a lot. I've tried that before and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is when you try it with support and guidance for the times when it doesn't work, we help you get it on track so that it does work. And so, a lot of times, the things that you've tried and given up on, when you have the right support, it makes the world of difference because it suddenly works because we know how to we can guess what your team is going to do next. We can guess how things are going to go and really set you up for success so that when you get the pushback or something falls through the cracks, you have a way to handle it versus I give up. I can't trust people. I'll just keep doing it all myself. And one of the things I had a conversation last week around a business owner who has grown a business to almost 1 million in revenue
Mhm.
without coaching,
Mhm.
just alone. And he was afraid to invest because it's a significant investment of time and money. He was afraid to
Mhm.
invest because he wasn't confident in himself that
Mhm.
he would actually follow through and do what needed to be done. And what was so interesting to me is the juxtaposition of here you are, you've grown this almost $1 million revenue business by yourself without help. Oh my gosh, go you. And in the back of your mind, you have this gremlin that's got you questioning would I actually use the resources? Would I actually use the coaching and the support? Well, of course you would, because it's going to make everything easier and it's going to put your profitable revenue growth on steroids.
Yeah. And the thing is, most business owners are trying to put out daily fires and solve surface level issues when it's never about that issue. It's a symptom of a
Yeah.
bigger, higher level challenge that we need to resolve in your business.
Yes. So, perfect examples of this. In our leadership boot camp, we were having discussions yesterday about this is an A player team member who's in a business where they have implemented how to hire the best, but it's been a few years ago and they have drifted away from some of the best how to hire the best practices.
Mhm.
And because of that, they have hires, people that they've hired who are C and D players. And it's creating all kinds of chaos on the team. So the A player is running around putting out fires, fixing things that other team members are messing up. And they're getting customer complaints, and jobs aren't being completed on time. And so I asked, this was our final session of Leadership Boot Camp, and I asked, what are some challenges that you all have that are ongoing, recurring challenges in the business? And this team member just said, I am flat out burnt out because of all the other issues going on. And as I was listening, I said, all right, we are not going to put band aids on all those other issues. Here's what I want you to do. You have access to the How to Hire the Best course. I want you to go through it. I want you to support the business owner in bringing things back into alignment with screening and hiring A player candidates from the get go. And that will clean up 30 other issues that you just described that you're dealing with every single day in the business. And he was blown away that within just listening to the challenges that he was describing, within a minute, I was able to identify no, we're not going to address all these little band aid issues and put band
Mhm.
aids on them. We're going to go to the root of the problem. And here's what you can do. And that's the plan. And that say when you think about how much that saves a business, because mishires cost you thousands and thousands in revenue, and the training time that's eaten up for the rest of the team, and then lost business because you have upset clients and customers. So when you just invest a few hours, like I told him, I said, it's going to take you 6 hours to go through that material and probably another 3 hours to tweak what you guys already have in place.
Mhm.
9 hours, less than 10 hours. And it's going to set you guys up for much more success with your hiring and eliminate problems, and it will help the business get back to the profitable revenue.
So, what we're talking about here is freeing up so much time and resources for your business instead of just constantly, it's almost like this hamster, right? Just running the same wheel over and over and over again. We're talking about knowing exactly what to do. We dialed it completely in and saving you so much mental stress.
Yes.
And a lot of times with the hiring issues, we're not identifying certain basic things in our business, like our core values. We call those immutable laws, in which that's what you need to be looking for when you're conducting interviews. Um, Dialing in your job descriptions, why it's important for roles. And so many times we see business owners just filling a gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or having a team member who is doing an okay job. So they're good at this, we're going to place them here, and never even considering what roles the company actually needs.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's such a basic idea, but once you have dialed in your sweet spot, then you want to align team members to serve the sweet spot, and they need to know how their role supports the sweet spot and how their role drives profitability. So if they can only get one thing done in a given day or a given week, what is their one thing that makes everything else easier or unnecessary for themselves or others in relation to the sweet spot and driving profitability of the business? When you are dialing that in and every single team member knows their answer to that,
Mhm.
things are smooth and easy. But instead, what we get are business owners who feel like I just have to make do with what I have. This is the team that I have. So I'm going to plug this person here and plug this person here. These are the things that we are supposed to be doing. But nobody's really paying attention to, are we even serving the most profitable clients and customers?
Mhm.
Because if you're not, and you're putting A players in roles that are serving horrible clients, the PETA clients who are draining profit out of the business, you're wasting money all over the place. That's where profit leaks out of the business.
Yeah. Yeah. We also talk to business owners all the time who have team members who we consider A players, and they're kind of on the fence. So, are they an A player or are they not? Because I'm seeing some challenges. And really, what that comes down to is systems not being
Mhm.
effectively set up. So we really work with your business on that, and understanding what needs to happen so that operations can flow very smoothly and effectively. And then sometimes our A players are just burned out by others, driving them down. So I love how the transformation that I see is just profound. You shared, and I don't even remember where we were at, and you were sharing how you had a team member focus on their key result, and then that just changed everything. Speak to us about that a little bit.
So this was a team member who was it was very much what you described. The business owner said they were an A player when they came on and they seemed really good for months, but then their motivation and engagement just dropped off a cliff. And
Mm.
the business owner said, I don't know what's going on. And I said, well, let's put them in leadership boot camp and let's figure out what might be happening. And when this team member got into leadership boot camp and learned about the sweet spot, he had this epiphany that his personality was a free spirit and he had lots of great ideas. He was always coming up with ideas for what they could be doing in the business to make money. And he was sending them over to the business owner and they weren't getting any traction, like nothing was happening. And so he was feeling like no one cared about his ideas. And so that's where his motivation started to go down. He didn't have this awareness until he was in leadership boot camp and he learned
Mm.
about his strengths as an idea generator and problem solver. And then he learned about the sweet spot of the business. And what he realized, the dot that he connected through just a few weeks in leadership boot camp, was that his ideas had nothing to do with the sweet spot. So that's why the business owner wasn't taking action on them. But the business owner was not communicating to the team member, hey, your ideas are great and they're not serving our sweet spot. So there was a gap in communication there. So the simple structure and systems that we help them put in place, where there's regular one-to-one meetings with that A player, created that communication channel that they needed to be able to, for the A player to bring ideas around the sweet spot of the business, and to, for the business owner to say, yes, great idea, go run with it, or no, that's not serving our sweet spot, let's talk about the sweet spot and see what ideas you have over here. So as soon as that started happening in the business, this A player saw that he could renegotiate vendor terms
Mm.
and saved that business thousands and thousands of dollars. And then that got him so excited because he was finally able to put words on the tangible results he was delivering in the business. Then he started looking for other ways to save the business money. And that was like that became his secret mission, because that's what we teach in leadership bootcamp, is a secret mission. And so I think one of the things to really notice here about what we offer at Tap the Potential is we are a comprehensive solution for your business. You're going to start with us as the business owner. You're going to start in our Better Business, Better Life program. That's where we're going to dig in with you to really understand what's going on in your business, where you're struggling, what systems need to be put in place.
Mhm.
And then as you get some of that fleshed out and developed, then we start looking at who are the A players on your team, because we want to recruit supporters for you, because we don't want you doing everything. And so as we start working with your A players and teaching them about the sweet spot of the business and profitable revenue, just like you've been learning with us in the Better Business, Better Life program, that's where things really start to gel. And it is a very short period of time. We're not talking years for all of this to happen. We're talking a matter of months.
Mm.
In the first 30 days with us, Melissa is going to shave off 10 hours of your work week in the first 30 days.
Mhm.
And then we're going to start looking at what's the sweet spot of the business and getting that dialed in. And then just a few months in, you're ready to put some team members in leadership boot camp. And that's where things really, they just take off from there.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been on this journey lately of reflecting back. Most of our clients are with us for 3, 4 years beyond. And I've really been reflecting back on looking at when they started with us, what they were paying themselves and how much time they were taking off. And most importantly, other, like how this is impacting their lives. And it's just massive. I'm celebrating with one of our clients this week. Her kids get to sleep at, in the summer, and she's so excited about that. Like she doesn't have to wake them up early to go somewhere because she's able to be flexible at work. And there's just no better testimony than that. It's priceless.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for how more can we create these opportunities? What else can we do? We're doing it, like, but
Yeah.
but what? How else can we be a gift? And Jumpstart is that gift, right?
Yes.
So, Dr. Sabrina, tell us about our Jumpstart's coming up. It's launching on June 2nd. It's completely free. It's Hey, that's my birthday, so come hang out with me. Tell us about Jumpstart and what we are going to serve our community with.
Okay, so if you've been listening to the podcast for a while and you hear yourself in all the episodes and you're thinking, I want to do this thing at Tap the Potential, but I'm a little nervous or I'm not sure. Come to the Jumpstart. That's why we designed it. It is an opportunity for you to sample what it is like to be in our Better Business, Better Life program. There are 3 days that you spend with us, an hour each day, and we are going to walk you through how to shave 10 hours of your week and how to shave off 10 hours of your week each week and how to pay yourself $50,000 more in the next year. That's what you are going to learn in these 3 hours over 3 days with us in the Jumpstart. And you're going to experience what it's like to be coached and to have wraparound support with other business owners who are in a similar place as you. They've grown their business to 1 million, 5 million, or more in revenue. These are we attract the A players of the business owner world. Like our business owners in our Better Business, Better Life program are the best business owners out there. They stand out in their industries and they often are very humble individuals. They don't see themselves as the best. But then as we start looking at their numbers and saying, look at your profit and look at your time off, how do you compare to your peers? And they're like, oh, my peers aren't even close to that in the industry. This is your opportunity to experience what that's like to be surrounded with high level, humble, caring, authentic business strategists, business owners, and everyone wants everyone to succeed. Like we're all here working together. Your goals, what you want in your life, and how you want your business to support that, that's what we're all about. So the Jumpstart, tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. Don't miss this opportunity.
No, come join us. And it's about getting off that alone island, and building your support group. Brian shared lovingly in our last Jumpstart, like we're like a family
Yeah.
and we take care of each other. And it's just a beautiful thing. This week, a lot of our business owners, colleagues, clients are at a conference, and I've just been getting texts all morning, and it makes me just feel so loved and so happy. And it just reminds me that we have really built a support system for ourselves. And, that just means everything as a business owner. So join us, tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. And as a matter of fact, on our next episode, we're going to talk about relationships. So tune in next week, and we will see you there.